Sir?
Asham?
Gee, guys, I didn't realise you missed me that much.
Very funny. Don't go away, Asham.
Being an honest crim any day.
Mark Powers, Senior Sergeant Tom Croydon.
How do you do? Welcome to Mount Thomas.
Thank you. Good to meet you.
King Sergeant Ben Stewart.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Senior Constable Maggie Doyle.
Maggie, the one I spoke to on the phone.
Yes, I am.
I thought so.
Well, how long's he going to be?
Constable Joe Parrish.
Nice to meet you.
No. We need that phone.
Well, this takes me back. Dad's station in Hay was just like this one.
Oh, of course, your father was a member of the force, wasn't he?
He's right, a simple country copper.
Oh, would you like to look around?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Excuse me, I'm in the middle of a case.
More important things to do, eh?
Excuse me.
Yeah, no, the interview room's
He's a bit of a lion. Did you see his eyes?
I don't know about his eyes, but he's certainly one of the only politicians in his party who's got a
She's
conscience.
the only one that can make that instant mutton drinkable. Yeah, the cells are through this way.
I'm sure the opposition would love to see me locked up, Tom.
Well, you've got no worries there. Since we've been downgraded, we're not able to use them.
Just grab a glass of water, I'll catch you up.
Oh, I'll get it for you if you want.
No special treatment, thanks. Excuse me, Maggie. Thanks.
Great. That'll be the cover of the next edition of Police Life.
Good to get a shot of Jo here. She's a lot more photogenic than any of us. Oh, you people shouldn't have to work under these conditions. This station needs a total refit.
Well, we're more concerned with staffing levels than the actual building itself.
If I get my way in the party room, Tom, there may well be money allocated for both.
Sorry to break up the shindig, Mark, but I've got a pretty tight schedule.
Part of Steve's brief as my minder is to make sure that I don't talk policy detail. I'm supposed to speak in sound bites, right?
We're due in the party office in 5 minutes.
The trouble with politics is you meet a lot of interesting people, but there's never enough time to get to know anybody any better. Look, there's a meet and greet at the Imperial tonight. You're all invited, so I'll see you there, I hope.
We'll be there in force. Looking forward to it.
Right, and no uniforms. Just come as yourself so we can all relax. See you later.
Yeah, what a good bloke.
Not to mention a spunk.
Well, thanks again. I'll do all I can for you.
Thank you very much. At last, a politician who understands country policing.
Well, can I have a quick word? I don't want to make a big deal of this, but because Mr. Powers is going to be in town for a couple of days, I wanted to tell you that he touched me inappropriately.
Powers?
While I was making coffee.
The office was full of people.
It didn't seem to make much of a difference to him.
What happened?
He had me pinned against the sink and he touched my breast twice.
Did he say anything?
Didn't have to. He was pressed against me and he was quite excited by it.
I can't believe it. I do believe you, of course.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was one of the good guys too.
It's obviously a discrepancy between what he practices and what he preaches. I'll tell Falcon Price, of course.
Boss, I would prefer to deal with it myself, if that's all right.
All right, if that's what you want. But I'll make a diary note. If you decide to make a formal complaint, I'll do everything I can to support you.
Thank you.
That was the inspector. He wants a police presence while Powers is pressing the flesh.
I'll go, boss.
Yeah, not you, Parrish. Lawson, you can take it.
Oh, you scored the big one, Jack. You're off to the Women's League Hall for a sausage sizzle.
He knew I wanted to go. Why has he got it in for me?
He's protecting you, Joe.
Protecting me from what?
Mark Powers is a lech. There is no reason why he should have the chance to hit on both of us.
You're kidding. He propositioned you.
Oh, yeah, he had a quick feel while I was making a coffee. Well, two, actually.
Did he end up wearing the coffee?
No, because it happened so quickly. I just stood there like a stunned mullet, and before I knew it, he was back in the boss's office being drop dead charming.
Jack, good of you to come. This young man is my police escort. Jack Kerry Barron. She's not only beautiful, she's brilliant.
G'day.
We have great hopes for her political career.
Mark and I were just talking about the need to increase police numbers.
Mark.
Would you excuse me for just a moment?
He's a great man.
Yeah, I've never met one of these guys before. Politicians.
Hello, Jack. You be here for the free fee then, would you, mate?
G'day.
G'day.
Chris, what are you doing here?
Oh, I thought I'd come and check things out. Got my counsellor hat on.
Oh, look out, here come the big guns. I mean, she may not be that big, but she's one of the few journalists who the hardline pollies are genuinely scared of.
Who is she?
Who do you mean?
That girl talking to Mark.
Constable, I'm sight impaired.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know
Well,
that.
there's no need to be sorry, Jay.
Kerry, we should start the speeches now.
Helene Lee, is it? Yeah. Tony Timmins, Mount Thomas Gazette. Pleased to meet you. Welcome to Mount Thomas. Good to see the cream of the profession finally rocking up here.
Well, it's not every day that Mark Powers is in town.
Ladies
That's right,
and
yes.
gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the man you've all been waiting to hear, Mark Powers.
Thank you, Kerry. Thank you. It's a real pleasure for me to be here today. I grew up in a town just like this one. I know how special country towns are. You have values and standards which we've just about lost back in the big smoke.
Oh, you're a fine one to talk about standards.
Well, I always welcome open discussion, Mr.
You hypocritical bastard. You don't even recognise me, do you?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
And recognise... Stop!
You're under arrest, mate.
Mate, what's your name, mate? What's your name? What's your problem? What's your problem with the guy? Hey, what's your problem?
Bugger off, mate.
Can you tell us why you hit Mr. Powers?
Look, he had it coming.
And why was that, Mr. Stockton?
Could you answer the question, please, sir?
I hit him, all right? That's all I'm going to say.
He must have had a reason.
I had a reason. It's just none of your business.
Mr. Stockton has admitted the assault. We're just about to charge him.
That won't be necessary. Mark doesn't want to pursue it.
Why not?
Well, the fact is he's a bit embarrassed. Reckons he should have ducked faster.
Mr. Parker, this was a serious assault in a public place.
From a public relations point of view, you know, this kind of thing can be a nightmare. A certain demographic will read this as weakness. Pollies have glass jaws. You know the line. I can't spin it around to make it look like a positive.
He'll have to come in and sign a statement of no complaint.
Is first thing tomorrow okay? He'll be tied up at the reception tonight. Good. See you there.
You know, I wonder if they're afraid that Stockton might tell the court the reason for the assault.
Let's just remember that Powers is the victim in this particular case. If he doesn't want to make a complaint, it's entirely up to him.
Yeah, but the guy wouldn't have hit him unless he did something.
Parish, we've got enough on our plate with the complaints we do have. Let it go.
Yes, boss.
Tom, a word in your office. Senior Constable Doyle, you too.
I said I could handle this.
Inspector had to be told.
Look, I don't have to tell you how important this man is to us, to the whole force. He has single-handedly increased police numbers, new stations are being built.
That doesn't mean he can make improper advances to a member of my staff.
No, of course not. I'm not excusing anything. All I am saying is that it would be disastrous for the whole force if anything were to derail Powers. You understand, Doyle?
Yes, sir, I understand perfectly.
Good. So, before you pursue this allegation, I have to ask you to make absolutely sure that you have grounds to proceed. Are you certain that Mark Powers indecently assaulted you?
I'm absolutely certain I didn't imagine it.
It is possible that a friendly gesture can be interpreted as something more personal. As I recall, you've done so in the past, and you were most certainly mistaken in that case.
So that was a misunderstanding. I misinterpreted the inspector's interest in my career as something more personal, but that certainly isn't the case this time, sir.
Perhaps it'd be best if Doyle didn't attend this reception tonight.
We're all invited. I would prefer it if we all attended.
I said I could handle it, and why should I be made to feel as I've done anything wrong? I'll be there, sir.
Good.
Oh, just so there's no further misunderstandings. If he does it again, I'll deck him.
So tell me, as one politician to another, how do you deal with the pressure?
Oh, I just try not to take it too seriously.
Really? Maybe the expression's wrong. Sounds like redheads have more fun. Now, this young man deserves a double. Thanks, Jack.
Just a beer, thanks, Sam.
So, where's the delightful Senior Constable Doyle?
I'm sure she has her reasons for being a little late.
Ah, PJ. And what does that stand for?
PJ.
And the case you're working on this morning, how's it going?
Well, yeah, I'm getting there.
What Senior Detective Hasham means...
No, I know exactly what he means. My dad didn't like Polly's much either, PJ.
Here he is.
Mark,
Kerry?
how's your face? Did he do much damage?
Well, you can check it out for yourself.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stockton. If you're intending to create a disturbance, I'm going to have
This
to
is a
ask
public
you...
place. I'm a member of the
I
public.
remind you...
Powers!
Mr. Stockton, get rid of me now.
Mr.
Stockton, please, now.
I know what you did, Powers.
Thank you.
I'm going to haunt you
Please
till
take
the
it
end of your
outside.
days.
Please, just take it outside.
You be careful of him, love. You don't know what he's capable of.
I was wondering when you were going to turn up. Gin and tonic, they tell me. I must say, you look even more stunning out of uniform.
Thank you.
Mind you, the police uniform isn't exactly designed to show off the female form, is it?
Don't touch me.
Well, you certainly weren't so standoffish at the station. I thought we were getting somewhere.
Groping me at the sink is your idea of getting somewhere?
I'm sorry, Maggie. I must have misread the signals.
You must have.
Well, I certainly didn't mean to offend you. Perhaps it's best if I just get out of your way,
Maggie, look, Mark didn't mean to upset you. An attractive woman like yourself must have experienced that sort of misunderstanding before. Can I get you something? Call you a taxi.
I've got my car. Hello. Oh, hi, Ben. Okay. Yep, I'll be right there.
Thanks a lot for this.
Yeah, her name's Kerry. She's through the back. She's quite shaken. Just on look.
Carry on, Maggie. Do you mind if I sit down? Thanks.
How did you know? I mean, I didn't call you.
You were our neighbours. I heard you screaming.
It's hard to duck when you can't see him coming. Could I have a shot of brandy in that? There should be some over there on the shelf. A few people came back after the reception. I guess the place is a mess. A bit. I asked them to leave it. If I don't put things away myself, I can't find them.
Well, tell us about the party.
Had a few drinks, a few laughs. They all left around midnight.
Who was here?
Just friends.
Here. We will need their names, of course.
Oh, it wasn't any of them.
What happened after they all left?
I went to bed. And then I woke up and I knew someone was in the room. I said something like, "Who's that?" And then he kissed me. He was trying to hold me down, pulling my legs apart. So I pushed him away and I started screaming. That's when he hit me.
Did he rape you?
No. I kept fighting and pushing him away, so he stopped and ran off.
Do you have any idea who it was?
No.
Powers has to be in the frame. And first he touches me, and then he was flirting with Kerry Barron at the reception
And
last
every
night.
other woman in the joint, but that hardly constitutes a case against him. Does it? You left very suddenly last night.
Yeah, because he tried hitting on me again.
Another assault.
Oh, verbals, and this time he did take no for an answer, fortunately.
And you don't think Miss Barron was quite so lucky?
You can understand why she'd want to protect him. She's the branch secretary of the party. But if I can convince her that he's not worth protecting...
Yeah, hang on.
No.
Kerry Barron's here.
Yeah, Doyle, be extremely careful about trying to influence her. You know as well as I do that you can't mention his name unless she brings it up.
What's going on? You think you know who it is?
You'd better tell him, Doyle. It is relevant to the case.
I think that Mark Powers might be the man responsible.
Powers? Why?
He's made sexual overtures to me on 2 separate occasions.
It would make sense if he's the one she's protecting.
Well, let's get him in here and we'll grill the bastard.
Well, we can't. We don't have a case.
But we can't let him get away with this.
Unless Miss Barron identifies him as her attacker, we have no choice.
Now, Kerry, you told us last night that some friends came back after the reception. Who were they, please?
Mark, Steve, Helene, another journo, Dave, I think his name was, a couple of party workers. Oh, and your inspector.
Falcon Price?
That's him. Nice enough bloke. Bit up himself.
And what time did they leave, Kerry?
I told you this last night around midnight.
And what happened then?
I went to bed.
After you locked up?
Yes.
Kerry, we're having some problems because we can't find any sign of a forced entry. Does anyone have a spare key to the house?
The only spare key's with my neighbour.
Yes, she still has a key hanging in her pantry.
Is it possible that someone could have stayed behind afterwards, perhaps without you realising it?
Oh, no, I would have known if there was someone still in the house. I've got very good hearing.
And you're absolutely sure that you locked all the doors and all the windows?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was very tired. I'd had a bit to drink.
Kerry, you were attacked in your own home. Even if you ask someone to stay back afterwards, they have no right...
I didn't. I've already told you. I don't know who it was.
Miss Barron, we want to catch this man. If there's anything you can tell us, anything you can remember...
If you have any idea who did do this, will you please tell us? Because no matter who he is, we will charge him. He mustn't think that he can get away with it.
I still reckon there's something weird about that Bill Stockton guy.
Weird? Well, it doesn't make it relevant to the case, Joe.
Well, I talked to him last night at the pub, and he didn't say what it was that Powers did to him, but he did say that it ruined his life.
All right, let's do some more digging on Bill Stockton then. You right with that?
Get onto it, yeah.
Thanks.
This would all be a hell of a lot easier if Kerry Barron had just come clean with this. There's something she's not telling us.
I told you, Maggie, you should just charge Powers with indecent assault. That'd sort him out.
Assault? What assault?
Oh, Maggie, I'm sorry. I thought everybody knew.
Now, hang on. What assault?
Mate, Powers, he assaulted Maggie.
Told Ben.
No, the boss told Ben because it was relevant to the case.
So why on earth would you not tell me first?
Because you didn't come over last night and because I knew how you'd react.
So this bloke cops a free feel and I'm supposed to feel relaxed
look,
about
I'm
it, am I?
handling it. He didn't hurt me. I was startled.
Yeah, well, so am I. I'm also bloody angry,
But
Maggie.
hang on a minute. It's not about you.
So what are you going to do about it?
He's a politician who seems to be doing some good. If I drag him through the mud, all of that gets put at risk. So I guess I've just got to make a choice.
I just heard what happened to Kerry last night. Anything I can do to help?
Mr. Powers, yes, we wanted to talk to you. Please come straight through. Thanks.
We understand there was a party at Kerry Barron's last night.
You would have been invited, but you'd all left.
So, fill us in.
Not a lot to tell, really. It was just a friendly social gathering.
Except soon after the party, Kerry was attacked.
We're treating it as assault with attempt to rape.
And seems to us, simple country coppers that we are, that there may well be a connection.
What, do you think somebody at the party?
So would you mind telling us what your movements were after you left Kerry's house?
You don't think I had anything to do with this?
Just answer the question, please.
We went back to the pub.
We?
Steve, Helene and I.
And then?
I must admit I'd had rather a lot to drink, and I fell asleep.
In your own bed?
That's where I woke up this morning, and that is a very odd question. Look, I'm a happily married man. I like and respect women. I am fully supportive of their aspirations, and what you are insinuating is outrageous.
You will understand that these questions need to be asked. Obviously, we'll be talking to everybody at the party.
Of course. I just can't believe it could be one of us. I hope I've been of some help. Senior Constable Doyle.
We should have gone in harder.
Look, if he's responsible for attacking Kerry Barron, we'll get him.
He was going to let something slip. I just reckon we should have pushed him.
And he would have walked out. Listen, Ben, slowly, slowly, catch your monkey.
I'm just thinking about Maggie.
You know, it's a separate case, isn't it?
Don't worry, Maggie. You look after yourself.
Good morning. Hasham. I
Yes,
saw
sir.
Mark Powers out the front. I believe he's been assisting you with respect to this assault on Miss Barron.
That's correct, sir.
Shocking business. I want you to give it your full attention.
Yes. Do you mind if...
No?
Sir, I just need to ask you about your...
Of course. I left Miss Barron's house at approximately 11:30 p.m. I was picking up my keys from the motel reception at the time of the attack. They can confirm.
Oh, yes, sir.
Max, we need to talk to the other people at the party.
Yeah. Ben? Thank you.
A most productive evening, Tom. It looks as if Madam Thomas is set for a complete review of resources, increased manpower.
That's very gratifying, sir. But politicians have been known to make promises in the past.
These are more than just promises, Tom. Word has filtered down from above. The funding's been allocated. Mark really understands our situation.
The policeman's friend. Yes, sir.
Well, what's got into you?
Powers propositioned Senior Constable Doyle again at the reception, sir.
She's quite certain.
I have no reason to doubt her.
No, of course not. She's a most conscientious member. Does she intend to have him charged?
She hasn't made a complaint yet.
Oh, I'm sure she realises that usually there's very little to be gained by going public on this sort of thing.
Boss, I reckon I found out why Bill Stockton punched Mark Powers.
Parrish, Powers isn't pressing charges, remember? Why are you wasting time on this?
Why was Powers so keen to drop the charges? What's he got to hide? Anyway, I looked into it and I found out the answer. I think if we talk to him, I can turn him round.
And what will that achieve?
Hopefully, it'll give us enough leverage to convince Kerry Barron to change her mind and press charges against Powers.
So what are you doing here?
We'd like to have a bit of a chat to you about your daughter.
What's it got to do with you?
We think she might be the reason that you attacked Mark Powers yesterday.
I don't know what you mean.
Her death. It must have been very difficult. Did Powers have anything to do with her suicide?
Look, I don't want to talk about it, okay?
How old was she when she died, Mrs. Stockton?
18.
And you blame Powers?
The first job out of school was in his office. She thought he was wonderful. Mark said this. Mark believes that.
She had a crush on him.
Crush. That bastard got her pregnant. That's why she killed herself.
That was 10 years ago. How come you waited so long to approach him?
After she died, I went to Queensland and I hit the bottle. We only had my act together again a couple of years. I didn't even know he was in town. Not till I saw that banner with his name on it up at the hall.
So that's why you tried to get into the reception so you could take another swing at him?
I wanted to tell everyone what he was really like. He's such a bloody hypocrite. Morals issues, women's rights issues, a just society. While he's tomcatting around wrecking people's lives.
Look, whatever we think of Powers' morals, he's still done nothing we can charge him with.
Got a 17-year-old girl pregnant?
Maggie, that was 10 years ago, and she was over the age of consent.
Only just.
Even if she weren't, there is no proof of any offence, not this far down the track.
I just want to get the bastard before he does any more damage.
You do what you have to do. Just make sure it doesn't get personal.
I'm not covering for anyone, even if it's true. Suppose a girl did suicide over Mark. I mean, that doesn't prove anything. Mark is a very attractive man. I'm sure women fall in love with him every day.
Kerry, who are you afraid of? Has someone threatened you?
No.
Bill Stockton mentioned he knows you.
Yes, I know Bill a little. I didn't know about his daughter, though. He's never seemed particularly interested in politics, so I was surprised to hear when he took a swing at Mark. He's always seemed such a gentle soul.
How do you know Mr. Stockton?
He did a few jobs for me when I moved in here.
Might he have a key to the house?
No? Oh, I doubt it. Why?
Well, is it possible that he could be the person that attacked you?
Of course course not. I mean, why would he do that?
Well, he knows you're associated with Powers and he has got a grudge against him.
It definitely wasn't Bill.
How can you be so sure of that?
Oh, I know Bill. I know the way he walks, his smell, the way he clicks his fingernails. It wasn't him.
Is that very certain?
Just because I can't see doesn't mean I couldn't describe someone I've met.
All right. How would you describe me?
You're wearing commando soles on your shoes. I heard the slight squeak as you crossed the floor. You'd be about 6 feet tall.
And how do you know about the height?
The level the voice comes from. That's why I know it wasn't Bill. The man who attacked me was taller.
Kerry, last night you told us that your attacker didn't speak.
No. But when he climbed on top of me in bed, I could tell he was taller. And anyway, Bill smokes.
Can you tell us anything else about the attacker?
No. I was frightened. It all happened so quickly, I didn't have time to notice.
You were able to give me a very good description of Bill Stockton and of myself. But not the man that attacked you?
No.
Listen, anyone organised a cake for Tom yet?
Oh, not yet.
Want me to do it?
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
great.
Anyone getting a present?
Ben, I nominate Ben.
Thanks a lot. Come on. On the leadership spill for another couple of days.
Drinks?
You're not sorry
Same
with
again,
numbers.
thanks, Chris.
We've got them.
Kerry.
So what do Sharks, politicians and journos have in common, eh?
What have they got to be so chummy about?
Haven't you heard? Kerry's moving to Melbourne. She's landed a job as a researcher on Mark's staff.
So that's the price of silence. No complaint from Kerry and he's home free.
But the press would love to know the real story.
You know anything about this?
No, of course not.
It is also rumoured that a female police officer was sexually assaulted. Doyle knows the rules about talking to the media.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And they've also found this Stockton fella. Did we know about these allegations concerning his daughter's suicide?
Yes, it did come up during our
Right.
investigation, yes.
Headquarters have already given me a rocket. This is your station, Croydon. Deal with it. I want whoever's responsible and I want them strung up.
I presume you've seen this.
I didn't talk to the paper.
I'm not suggesting that. Somebody obviously did.
I don't know who, is the truth. But there might be a positive side to this.
Oh, what might that be?
The damage has been done. Might be worth talking to Kerry again. Now that the story's out about Powers, maybe she won't feel as though she has to protect him anymore.
All right.
Maggie, how please? I assume you're talking to Mr. Barron about this assault thing.
Timsy,
Got a
leave
name
it.
for me? Just a
Leave
name?
it.
Anything?
Leave
Any
it.
idea?
Leave
Please.
it.
Let me come in for 5 minutes to talk to her.
Timsy, respect her privacy.
Maggie, I assume that you're the officer that Mark Powers allegedly assaulted.
Kerry, you can open the door.
Maggie, did he grab it? What did he do? I mean, if it wasn't you, it must have been the other constable. So, Miss Barron, a comment, please, Miss Barron.
They've been on the doorstep all morning. The noise has been maddening.
Now, we need to ask you some more questions about the attack, so if there's anything that you haven't told us, now's the time to do so.
I've told you everything.
Kerry, I can understand that you don't want to make waves for your new boss, but if you...
Is that what you think? That Mark tried to rape me and now he's buying me off? I have worked hard to be considered for this job and I earned it on my merits.
Well, you can understand how it looks, though, Kerry.
He didn't attack me. I admire Mark. He's my idol, has been for years. The truth is, if Mark wanted to sleep with me, he wouldn't have to use force.
Kerry, there's still a few things that we don't understand about this attack, like how the intruder got inside, for example.
There is one thing I should have told you. On the night of the attack, I didn't lock the door.
Why is that?
Mark was going to come back later.
What happened to him?
He didn't show up. He couldn't sneak out of the hotel. I was waiting for him in bed and I dropped off. Whoever it was that did attack me, I knew straight away from his smell, from the sound of his breathing, that it definitely wasn't Mark.
I still think Powers has brought her off with this new job, and that's why she's covering for him. She must be.
Why?
Well, it wasn't a stranger. And maybe Powers got too violent, she screamed, and that's why the neighbours called.
But she hasn't made a complaint. If Miss Barron won't pursue it, then we have to drop the investigation.
Well, we could always talk to Powers again now that the media are onto
The
it.
inspector has told me in no uncertain terms, if we pursue Powers without any further evidence, the braid in Melbourne will have us on toast.
Well, if we don't do anything about it, he's going to get away with it. So maybe it's up to me to do what I should have done in the first place.
Successful, but...
No.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a bit of space, please. In regards to the attack on the blind...
that issue's dead in the water. You want to talk to me about the dead in the water? Yes, no, it is. And there's a press conference later on.
Is he under arrest? Are you arresting him? Is he under arrest?
Sorry, but what's all this about?
Mark Powers, we'd like to talk to you in regards to an alleged indecent assault against Senior Constable Margaret Doyle.
You can't be serious.
I've got a TV interview in Melbourne in a couple of hours. Can't you hurry them up?
It takes as long as it takes, sir.
What do you want? To bring Mark Powers down? There goes your new police station. There goes more public hospitals, schools. Do you know what this man has done?
Yes, I do. I know exactly what he's done.
There are stations that are a lot less comfortable than this to work in, you know. One-horse station in the outback. Western Desert, maybe.
Mr. Parker, threatening a police officer is an offence.
Look, if there has been any misunderstanding between your colleague and myself, I've already apologised to her.
So, Mr. Powers, are you admitting that you did intentionally assault Senior Constable Doyle?
No, I'm saying there has been a misunderstanding.
Then why would you apologise then?
See, she claims, Mr. Powers, that you did intentionally assault her by touching her on the breast.
Stop the tape.
Are you saying you do not wish to continue this?
Look, just stop the tape. I'm not prepared to say anything more on the record. I want to talk to Senior Constable Doyle.
You asked to see me.
Yes. I just wanted to apologise if there was any misunderstanding about my behaviour.
There was no misunderstanding.
Look, Maggie, I know you think I attacked Kerry, but I could never do anything like that. And there's no reason for me to use force.
Really?
I know how this sounds, but the truth is women offer themselves to me without me having to do a lot to earn it. Maybe it's the power of the job, I don't know. It's not something I'm proud of. I know it's a weakness of mine, but I just don't seem to be able to control it.
And Bill Stockton's daughter? You couldn't control that?
That was a different thing entirely, and it was a long time ago. Natalie came to work in my office. She was young, she had stars in her eyes. She was so beautiful, bright.
So you're saying that you had real feelings for her?
I was going to leave my wife for her. I loved her. More than any woman I've ever met before or since.
Now, I don't have to like him, but in this case I do believe him. I mean, maybe a sleaze, but I don't think that he assaulted Kerry Barron.
You've changed your mind, have you?
Well, as he said, he has no reason to use violence.
But if she changed her mind?
Yeah, well, in all fairness to him, when I asked him to back off at the pub, he did.
Yeah, I can't see him getting angry enough at being rejected to belt it.
So who did?
Well, let's for the moment dismiss the idea of a random stranger, eh?
Then it had to be someone who heard Mark arranging to come back later.
And someone that knew that Mark wasn't going to keep the meeting with Kerry.
And who knows every move that Powers makes.
Keep that. There you go, Sam.
Oh, thanks. Now, why are you asking me about Steve?
We're just pursuing an alternative line of inquiry into this assault of Kerry
That was all
Barron.
sorted out.
Oh, because Kerry Barron's been bought off with a job in the party, you mean?
Well, it sounds to me like the job's gone to the best candidate.
And what a convenient time to land such a great job.
I'm sure it's all above board.
What is going on, Helene? A big political scandal that lands right in your lap and you do nothing about it? I mean, I thought you were the big political reporter.
Ex-political reporter. As of today, I'm taking over as Mark's press officer.
Congratulations.
Who better than a journo to liaise with the press, huh?
So Steve's been sacked?
Yeah, he's out of the loop. That newspaper article was the last straw.
Oh, our information was that you actually wrote that article.
It didn't carry my byline. Anyway, I'm on Mark's side now. That's old news. Poor old Steve's obviously lost the plot. The only thing I don't mind telling you, off the record, of course, is that it wasn't Mark. He was with me. All night, in fact.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
You didn't ask.
Oh, well, why didn't Mark tell us? It would have got him off the hook.
It may surprise you, but Mark's old-fashioned like that. Kiss and tell isn't his style.
When did you actually find out that you'd been sacked?
That's none of your business.
You've become quite a liability, haven't you, Steve? I mean, the attack on Kerry. Be very bad for Mark's public image.
Mr. Powers doesn't really have any reason to protect you anymore, does he?
So what do you think they're going to do for you? You think they're going to cover it up? Cut you loose?
You know this is total rubbish. I was asleep in my not-too-comfortable bed at the pub.
Can anyone confirm that?
How do you confirm you're asleep?
Did you go back to Kerry Barron's place last night after the party?
No.
Well, you see, Steve, everybody else can account for their movements. Except you.
What about Mark? Can he confirm that he was in his room asleep?
Mr. Powers spent the night with Helene. And she's confirmed that.
Oh, she's lying. She's trying to protect her new boss.
Oh, I'm afraid not, sir. You see, they were in the Imperial, and apparently the walls are very thin. They put on a big show.
I'm surprised you didn't hear them, sir, considering that your room was right next to Helene's.
I'm a heavy sleeper.
Thanks, Arthur. The police of Mount Thomas are certainly hard-working, I'll give you that.
Excuse me, Mr. Powers, but we'd like you to confirm Steve Parker's whereabouts on the night of the attack.
I've already told you everything I know.
We should go, we're running late. Mr. Powers, I can understand why you'd still prefer for this whole matter to be swept under the carpet, but I don't see how you can stand by while the man who attacked Kerry Barron goes unpunished for what he did to her.
Maggie, you want Steve Parker, it's no skin off my nose. It's the way of the world, isn't it? Kerry, Mark Powers, we should talk.
Kerry Barron has made a further statement naming you as the man that assaulted her.
Uh-huh. And how did she describe me? She's as blind as a bat.
By your voice? Your smell?
What are you going to do, line me up with some other suspects and she can move up and down the line sniffing us?
No, Mr. Parker. You spoke to her during the attack. Her testimony will be as valid as anyone's.
Voices can be imitated. That's all you've got.
We also have a statement from Mr. Powers. He claims that you spoke to him the day after the attack and admitted to the attack.
Kerry invited me in. She was wearing a negligee, black lace. I spoke to her. She knew it was me, and she wanted to play.
Are you saying that she consented?
Of course she consented.
How'd explain the injuries, then?
Are you saying Kerry Barron is lying?
Of course she's lying. I've been stitched up by Powers. Well, let's wait and see how long he sticks to his story. Mark and his charisma. I'm the one who always put the words in his mouth. Without me, he's nothing. If he wants to go up against me in court, that's fine. I know the phone numbers of all the women, and I know the deals that were done to make them quiet.
That may be the case, Mr. Parker, but we intend to charge you with attempted rape, intentionally causing injury and unlawful assault.
Well, the class of the place has gone up a few notches since the politicians left, Chrissy.
It's nice to have the place to ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, I hear that you've charged Steve Parker with attacking Kerry.
A good lawyer might still get him off.
Yeah?
Still, we've done our bit.
Miss,
Mr. Stockton.
that journalist woman, she says you might be in trouble over that story in the paper.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Someone leaked the information. It wasn't me, but...
No, it was me. It was the only way I knew to bring Powers down. I didn't know she was going to involve you.
Well, now we know that. I'm sure that it'll be fine.
Well, there you go. Here's the man himself.
Oh, turn it up.
That's why I've decided to go public at this time. I have been unfaithful to my wife on a number of occasions. I've spoken to her about this and asked for her forgiveness. Now I have to ask forgiveness from the people who have placed their faith in me as their public representative. place myself in their hands. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Another political career bites the dust.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Coming clean like that, he could end up more popular than ever.
I think it might be time for you lot to come through to the dining room.
I'm just going to go home for dinner.
No, you first. It's your birthday, boy.
Oh, come on. I thought we weren't going to make a fuss
There's
about
no
it this year.
fuss. Come on.
I'm not grumpy. It's just that after the big fuss everybody made last year, I thought we were going to take it nice and quiet.
Mr. Stockton, are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, you go and enjoy yourself.
What's this? 2 cakes.
Ben!
Whoa,
Yeah.
look at this.
I got a phone call from 3 children who asked me to get a cake for their dad.
Oh, dear, Benny boy.
There you go.
Happy birthday. What are you, 21?
I know I'm on duty. What do you think I'm drinking orange juice?
No, you can't. No, you can't be on duty, mate. No, I'll cover for you. It's your birthday. You can't work on your
You'll do
birthday. I haven't had a drop all night.
Okay, can I have a beer, a vodka chaser, and shout everyone? Why not?
A geisha?
Yeah.
A duck. A fan? A
Ah!
fan.
Come on, come on.
Stomach. Belly.
No.
A six-pack.
Yes.
Tummy.
Phantom.
Tummy.
Phantom Menace. Geisha. Killed him.
Okay, whose turn is it? Come on.
Oh, I'm gonna get going.
No, come on, it's too early. Come on.
It's really 2.
Tomorrow is a day off. It's my birthday, I say so.
Look, I've got to walk Joe home.
I'm gonna walk you home.
All
I
right.
like it.
See you, Maggie.
Right, see you later. Happy birthday. Mwah.
We're coming over.
Yep.
It's fantastic
See you later,
birthday.
Maggie. See you
And
tomorrow.
to you when it's yours. Don't you go anywhere.
Well, if PJ was here, he would have stayed all night.
No. Come on, he'll be back after he finishes checking out that burger. I bet you.
no.
Come on, one more drink, Maggie. One more.
And you've had too much to drink.
We'll be fine.
Right, one sip. To you.
To me. To you. Hey, what about a game of cards?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
two-handed 500. I'm
It's 2
fantastic.
o'clock.
Come on. Just.
Ben, happy birthday.
It's my birthday. Hmm?